Got that new Lacoste L'Homme Intense. Boy. Hey everybody, Asher with gentsscents with This Week in Fragrance. I'm actually shooting this really late, the day before this video is going to go live. So I need to hurry and get through this video, that way I can edit it really quickly and have this out to you guys on Friday like I promised. I've got some new releases to go over, a few coupon codes. Honestly, most of the coupon codes hit during the week and expired today. So bad timing on that, but I do still have a few coupons and a couple of them are going to be really useful for you. We've got some new releases to cover, so let's go ahead and jump into This Week in Fragrance. First off, we have a new Hugo Boss release. I know everybody gets super psyched for those, right? So this is a new fragrance for the Hugo collection that is inspired by their Hugo Reverse line of fashion. It comes in the typical Hugo bottle style, only with Hugo reversed, as if you're looking at it in a mirror. So Ogu, it's an Ogu fragrance. According to the brand, this is an urban scent that refreshes with a citrus cocktail and is contrasted by the elegance of woody notes, which a lot of fragrances are. But the note breakdown here is bergamot and grapefruit in the opening, then rosemary and pamplewood in the mid, and a base of vetiver. Now, pamplewood is apparently a molecule from fermentage that develops the scent of grapefruit and woody notes. Pample, grapefruit, wood. So if we really break this down, it looks like it's just going to have a citrusy opening, more citrusy woods in the mid, and then vetiver in the base. Honestly, I wouldn't hold my breath it's going to be that good. There are a few decent Hugo Boss fragrances that have come out recently, Boss Bottled Oud being the one that really jumps to my mind. But pretty much any fragrance that comes in this Hugo bottle style is not so good, at least recently. Either way, that one's going to be coming out before too long, and I could be wrong, maybe it'll be awesome. This one's for the ladies. In the beginning of 2019, Yves Saint Laurent is releasing Black Opium Eau de Parfum Intense. Just like men's fragrances are all getting intense flankers, women's fragrances now also need intense flankers. From Yves Saint Laurent, Black Opium Intense represents a magical, bold, seductive, and independent woman, appropriately portrayed by Zoe Kravitz. She follows her intuition and her desires, and nothing can stop her. She's attracted by the energy and the possibilities that the night brings. That's how Yves Saint Laurent describes this one. The notes, though, very interesting. The top, blue absinthe and boysenberry. Mid notes of jasmine, orange blossom, and black coffee, and a base of sandalwood, licorice, and vanilla. Now, for what it's worth, the Opium series by Yves Saint Laurent is actually really solid. The women's fragrances smell nice, and this note breakdown is really unique. So maybe that's one to keep your eyes open for if you're looking for a gift for a significant other or a friend, or if you just like the women's Opium series in general. That one actually I think could be really solid. Parfums Vintage. Most of you out there are going to know them from Pineapple Vintage, but they have lots and lots of fragrances. I've covered lots of them on this channel, and I'm sure that you've seen lots of their fragrances being covered on other channels as well. They're actually working on a whole bunch of fragrances right now, and I got a list of them here. So I'm going to go ahead and just read off some of the things that they're working on. They did actually just release Emperor Extrait and Emperor Eau de Parfum, which are inspired by Ventus, I believe, but I haven't smelled those ones. So those are their newest releases in the actual Pineapple Vintage line of fragrances. So I'm sure before too long you're gonna start to see information about those two pop up. But let me just go ahead and go through the things that they're working on right now. So first off, Sublime Musk. This is actually available right now, I believe, on their website. And this is inspired by Dior Bois d'Argent, the first formulation. And Bois d'Argent is actually a fragrance that I really, really like. I do own a bottle down here. Don't know if you can see that. No, you can't. It's below the camera, but I own a bottle. Really, really nice fragrance. So they've got that one out already. The ones that they're working on that they don't have names for yet, they're working on their version of Chanel Coromandel Eau de Toilette, their version of Tom Ford Amber Absolute, their version of Gucci Pour Homme 2, a new version of Rush of Unicorns, which apparently is going to be kind of a hybrid fragrance and have a surprise pairing, and also versions of Silver Mountain Water by Creed. So they've been really, really busy. Don't be surprised if you see lots of Parfums Vintage information coming out over the next couple months. Amouage has a new fragrance in their library collection. This one is called Opus 11, From the House. The 11th volume of Hommage's library collection, Opus 11, is a romantic and cinematic scent that traces the origins of fake news. What? What? Focusing on the exploration of the Middle East and Asia in the 18th and 19th century as lands of mystery and exoticism. This dynamic composition combines oud with rich, dark, opaque attributes. Top notes of marjoram are mixed with styrax in the base, while the addition of wood leather provides a smoky and powerful sign-off. Now, some of the Hommage Opus fragrances are really nice. I own 2 of them. I have 1 and 6. The notes sound good to me. It's the kind of composition that Hommage does really well, so if I ever get an opportunity, I'm for sure gonna check this one out. But where I live, it's next to impossible to sample Hommage Opus fragrances, so. Now this is something that didn't happen over the last week, but it's important enough that I figured I would bring it up. It's something that I didn't actually see until I was looking through everything for this week. D² has relaunched their fragrance range of wood scents. So they now have Wood Pour Homme and Wood Pour Femme. These are new fragrances, and I would just like to say the guy in this modeling picture seems like he has a pretty easy job. I'm just throwing that out there. Anyway, the 2 new scents have been created by Firmenich perfumers Alberto Morillas, Daphne Bugey, and Marie Salamagne. Oh man, nailed it. So Wood Pour Homme contains notes of bergamot, mandarin, lemon, ginger, cardamom, violet leaves, vetiver, whitewoods, and ambroxan. Whereas Wood Pour Femme contains notes of mandarin, osmanthus, jasmine, lily of the valley, magnolia, raspberry leaves, cedarwood, ambroxan, and whitewoods. So just looking through the notes really quickly of Wood Pour Homme, looks like it could be a solid, versatile, people-pleasing kind of fragrance, especially with the bergamot, mandarin, lemon, ginger in the opening, and then spicy cardamom, violet, vetiver, ambroxan. That seems like a very people-pleasing, casual kind of note mix. And that's all well and good. The bottle looks good. It could be a very nice pickup. But there's one interesting thing about this, which is what I wanted to bring up. Apparently, all previous D² fragrances before these new releases have now been discontinued. All of them. So even the newer releases like He Wood Cologne, dead. So that means He Wood Cologne, He Wood Ocean Wetwood, He Wood Rocky Mountain Wood, He Wood Silver Windwood, Intense He Wood, Potion Blue Cadet, discontinued. As of this point forward, according to what I have read, just these new D² fragrances are launching basically a whole new line or a whole new path for D² fragrances, and everything before this, they're not making anymore. So if you really like any of these D² fragrances, maybe go ahead and pick up a backup bottle. I'm not saying that the price is going to skyrocket, but when things are discontinued, sometimes once that stock runs out at discounters, price will skyrocket. It's really hit or miss. I couldn't tell you one way or the other if that's going to happen, but for some of these, it very well could. So D², everything gone. And I do have a number of these. I have Potion Blue Cadet, He Wood, Intense He Wood Cologne, and He Wood Rocky Mountain Wood. So some of these are very solid fragrances, especially if, as the name suggests, you like woody fragrances. Kind of a bummer, to be honest. Also, today is the day. It's the day. The Jeremy Fragrance Kickstarter starts today. So you can go to jeremyfragrance.com or kickstarter.com if you want to, and go ahead and pre-order a bottle of the Jeremy fragrance. So if you've been waiting on that, today's the day. I believe it's $160 for the fragrance. I've used Kickstarter before in the past. Usually there's reward tiers, so you can select your tier, pay however much that tier is, and then you get whatever rewards are in that tier. The Kickstarter for this isn't live yet, so I can't tell you, pay this much and you get this, pay this much and you get that. But it may be worth checking out. Usually the more you pay, the better stuff you get. All right, some coupons really quickly. First off, FragranceNet, 37% off. I actually have two 37% off coupons. So if one of them goes down and stops working, you can use the other one. GRPW37 is the first code. That's the same one from last week. It's still working. GRPW37. And the new one, GPYA37. So that one also works, GPYA37. If the other one stops for some reason, use this one. Scented Monkey, which is scentmonkey.com, has a 15% off sale right now. Mary15 is the coupon code, and that expires on the 25th. Scented Monkey is also Perfume Worldwide. It's the same company, but Perfume Worldwide, for whatever reason, is not selling fragrances through their website, so you have to go to Scented Monkey. And last coupon for this week, Twisted Lily, 20% off. This is a pretty big one because Twisted Lily has lots and lots of hard-to-find niche fragrances. And 20% off on some of those fragrances is as good as you're gonna get. That code is LASTCALL20. That expires on the 23rd. So if you're looking at anything on Twisted Lily, maybe pull the trigger now and get that 20% off. All right guys, that's gonna do it for me for this week in fragrance. I'll be back next week to cover what happens between now and then. As always, thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you guys next time.